नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेर्पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकधातं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। नमस्तस्मै भगवते वासुदेवाय वेधसे अपुज्ञानमयं सौम्य यन्मुखाम्बुरुहासवम्। Prostrations to Vedavyasa. Tomorrow happens to be the auspicious day of Vyasa Purnima, which is popularly celebrated as Guru Purnima. And it is indeed a great blessing for us that today we are celebrating Vyasa's Bhagavatam, relishing a very important segment where Bhagavan's Swarupa is being discussed in detail. One of the greatest difficulties is to comprehend the nature, the Swarupa of Bhagavan. To comprehend it in totality is not an easy task. All our Shastras go at length, giving us details of how can we grasp that mysterious nature, the nature of the Creator. And how do we know Him, know the Creator? Through His creation. We are in the midst of a glorious conversation between Brahma and Narada, which is being recounted by Shuka to Parikshit. We saw 6 questions being posed by Narada to Brahma. In the context of trying to understand reality, in the context of trying to understand the true nature of Bhagavan, Narada asks 6 questions. Yad drupam yad adhishthanam yatasrishtam idam prabhoho yat samstam yat param yaccha tat tattvam vada tattvataha. Narada asks 6 questions on our behalf. Hey Brahma, yad drupam, what is that which manifests this universe? Yat adhishthanam, what does it support? How is this universe supported? What is its shelter? Yad drupam, yad adhishthanam, yat srishtam. How is this universe created? Everything seems to be so very complex, so very complicated. What is the process of this creation? Yet samstam, how it is maintained. There seems to be an order in this universe. How is this order maintained? Who sustains this? There seems to be inescapable laws that govern the workings of this universe. Yet param, there seems to be someone who is controlling everything that is happening, shaping the destiny of this universe, steering the course of giving it a direction. Yacha, what is it composed of? What is the composition of everything that we see and perceive. Very important questions to understand the nature of reality. We saw Brahma giving a very detailed response to Narada. He answered the questions yad rupam, yad adhishthanam, yad asrishtam, yad param. Two more questions to go. Yad samstham, yadcha. Now, when responding to Narada's question, yad rupam, what is that which manifests this universe? Brahma gave a very short but profound response. He said, Dravyam karma cha kalascha swabhavo jiva evacha. 5 ingredients which together manifest this entire universe. These 5, Vasudevat paro brahman nachanyo attosti tattvataha. These 5 do not have their own independent existence. There are 5 ingredients, but they are inseparably related to Vasudeva. And together, these 5, Dravyam, Kala, Karma, Swabhava, Jiva Samuha, Jivatma Samuha. All of this together manifest based on Vasudeva's will. That was the answer to Yadrupam. Yet Adhishtanam, on what the universe is support, is its support. Yet Param, what controls it? Brahma gave a beautiful answer. Narayana para Veda, Narayana parangajaha, Narayana para loka, Narayana para makaha, Narayana paro yogo, Narayana parantapaha, Narayana paranyanam, Narayana paragatihi. Therefore, yet adhishtanam, one word answer, Narayana. Yet param, who is that supreme controller? One word answer, Narayana. Then Brahma took up the question of Yat Srishta. How is this universe created? We relish Brahma's detailed exposition on the whole process of creation. Brahma gave a detailed account, while in the Gita, Krishna gives a short response to Arjuna. Etad yonini bhutani sarvani tyupadharaya aham kritsnasya jagataha prabhava pralayastatha. Aham kritsnasya jagataha, Krishna says. Kritsnasya jagataha, this entire universe, the universe in its entirety. Prabhavaha pralayaha. I am the source of manifestation, emanation. I am the source of its dissolution. Etad yonini bhutani. The yoni, the cause. What is the cause? His twofold properties are its cause. Bhumirapo nano vayu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme bhinnaf prakritirashtada apareyam itastvanyam prakritim vidhime param jiva bhutam mahabaho edam dharyate jagat. My twin properties here, Arjuna, the lower nature, which is prakriti, the insentient matter, the higher nature, Jivatma Samuha, the sentient souls. With these two properties become the cause of this entire creation. Everything is created with these two properties of mind. Hey Krishna, hey Arjuna, Krishna says. Brahma gives a detailed account as to how this entire creation happens. What we see here is a profound fact, which so very striking. Bhagavan not only creates, he also enters, pervades and permeates his entire creation. Now, if we were to summarize this whole process of Srishti, the cause and the effect, based on Brahma's detailed account in response to the question, Yat Srishtam, what is the cause and what is the effect? Cause is Narayana, effect is Narayana. The cause is Narayana, the effect is Narayana. There is only one thing we need to add on top to further understand this. The cause is Narayana with his twin properties of Prakriti and Purusha, with his twin properties in their unmanifest subtle state. That is the cause. The effect is Narayana with his twin properties of Prakriti and Purusha, the sentient and insentient, in their manifested state with variety of names and forms. The substratum, Bhagavan, remains unchanged. So therefore, Brahma basically tells Narada, Bhagavan is the Shariri, the Paramatma is the Shariri, everything else is the Sharira. At the time of Srishti, the Sharira, comprising of Prakriti and all the Jiva Samuha, are in a subtle state without names and forms. We keep asking this question, what happens to the karmas of jivas? We need to keep reminding ourselves, karma remains intact. That is why karma is one of the factors, ingredients for this manifestation. We may think there is an escape route. There is no escape route. Inescapable law of karma. Prakriti, Mula Prakriti, in its subtle state, before it is in a state of equilibrium, as we saw. Mula Prakriti made of 3 gunas, in a state of equilibrium, with no names and no forms. And with all the jivas in a subtle state, an unmanifested state. The Sharira is an unmanifested state. That is the cause. What is the effect? The effect is this creation where the Sharira of Narayana is in a manifested state, in a gross state. A variety of, infinite variety of names and forms. Therefore, Brahma says in Narada, if you have to know this Purusha, this Purushottama, who is the creator, visualize him as the Shariri and this entire Brahmanda as a Sharira. Brahma then gives a visualization of the Brahmanda as the Sharira of the Shariri, echoing the message of the glorious Purusha Sukta of Rigveda. Sahasra Sirsha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrabhat Sapumim Vishpato Ashtadishta Dashankulam. Similar, how one can visualize the creator who is the Shariri. He's not just a creator. This is the beauty. He creates and he enters, pervades and permeates this entire creation, and therefore this creation has no existence independent of him, inseparable from him. And therefore Brahma gives a visual depiction of the Sharira, the body of this creator, the Purushottama. Purushasya mukham brahma kshatram yetasya bhahavaha urvor vaishyo bhagavataha padbhyam shudro vyajayata. Padosya vishwa bhutan. So here Brahma is going to talk about how this whole creation came about into being and how do we visualize that. He starts off first talking about how the various classes, the 4 primary categories, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, came into being. Purushasya mukham brahma, he says. Brahmanas emanated from his mukha of the Purushottama. Kshatram yetasya bhahavaha. The Kshatriyas emanated from his shoulders. Urvo Vaishya Bhagavataha. The Vaishya emanated from his thighs. Padhyam Shudro Vyajayata. The Shudras emanated from his lotus feet. All the society, the classes of the society are all various parts, angas of that one angi. And then Brahma goes on to give a visual depiction of the Brahmanda being Bhagavan's Sharira. Purloka Kalpita Padhyam, Bhuvarloko Asya Namitaha. Krida Swarloka Urasa, Maharloka Mahatmanaha. We have to visualize how all the various lokas and various angas, various parts of Bhagavan, the Purushottama, the Paramapurusha. Grivayam Janalokasya Tapaloha Sanadvayat Murdhabhi Satyalokastu Brahmalokas Sanatanaha. The whole Brahmanda can be divided into three parts: Urdhvaloka, Madhyaloka, Adholoka. The Urdhvaloka, Madhyaloka is the Bhuloka, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam. From Bhuvarloka to Satyaloka, all the lokas are belonging to the Urdhvaloka, the upper lokas. Bhuloka is the Madhyaloka. And then there are Adholokas, the lower lokas, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Patala lokas. Tat Katyam Chatalam Kliptam Urubhyam Vitalam Vipho Janubhyam Sutalam Shuddham Jangabhyam tu Talatalam Mahatalam tu Gulpabhyam Prapadabhyam Rasatalam Patalam Padatalata Iti Lokamaya Puman. Brahma is telling Narada, hey Narada, visualize that glorious Paramapurusha. Visualize him as the very Brahmanda, because the Brahmanda is the effect. The Paramapurusha is the cause. Karana is Bhagavan, Karya is this universe. And since this universe is Bhagavan's Sharira, just like how the Sharira can be referred to as the Shariri, they can be equated. No, we saw how Krishna in the Vibhuti Yoga uses a similar way of equations, where he takes up a whole list of his Shariras, which are all nothing but his Vibhutis, and equates them with the Vibhu. Here, Brahma is helping Narada to visualize that Paramapurusha, who cannot be easily seen and known. So therefore Brahma says, know him as follows, K Narada. This Satyaloka is his head. His Tapoloka are his lips. Janaloka is his neck. Maharloka is his chest. The Swargaloka is his heart. And the region between his heart and his navel is Bhuvarloka, and Bhuloka is his navel. Atala is his waist. Vitala is his thigh. Sutala is knees. Talatala are his calves. Mahatala are his ankles. Rasatala, upper portion of his lotus feet. Thus, you can visualize in Narada this entire Brahmanda as nothing but Bhagavan's divine body. This is nothing but his own manifestation. And it has no separate existence, because this Brahmanda, this entire created universe exists only because he indwells and permeates it completely. Nothing can exist without him. And thus, clearly, Brahma makes Narada to understand not only the process of Srishti, to also understand the relationship between the cause and the effect. The cause and the effect are connected. They are in such a way, they are related in such a way that the cause is very much immanent in the effect, and there is no effect without the presence of the cause. And then Brahma moves on to give the detail on the next question. Narada's next question, Yacha. What is the universe composed of? Now, the Srishti, he has understood the process. Yes, Srishtam. Now, what is it composed of? Essentially, the question is, what is the material with which this universe is made? What is that fundamental material? Shastras call this Upadhana Karana. Upadhana is material. So what is the Upadhana Karana? Now, the Nimitta Karana, instrumental cause, is very much Bhagavan. It's very clear. It is Narayana's will that this whole creation, the process is started and is happening. If he is the Nimitta Karana, who is the Upadana Karana? Now the Shastras give us the example, simple example of a pot and a mud, with which we can easily understand this. For a pot to be made, there are two causes required. Material cause, instrumental cause. Upadana Karana, Nimitta Karana. Upadana Karana is the mud, the clay. Nimitta Karana is the potter. When it comes to a pot, the Nimitta Karana is distinct and different from the Upadhana Karana. The potter cannot be same as the mud. If there is only potter, there can be no pot. Mud is needed. And if there is only mud, there can be no pot. A potter is needed. Now, when it comes to the universe, the beauty is Bhagavan is both the Upadhana Karana and Nimitta Karana. He is both the clay and the one who makes the pot. That's the beauty. Therefore, Yaksha, Upadana Karana. He is the Upadana Karana. How he is Upadana Karana? Because Prakriti, which evolves into the 24 tattvas, from which all the physical building blocks of this material world is, that Prakriti is his lower property, his lower energy, his lower property. Apareyam pratas. He says, Bhumirapo naro vayu kammano buddhirevacha. All these, the 24 tattvas of Prakriti, which evolve from the Mula Prakriti, which are all the building blocks of the physical universe, are his own inseparable properties. So therefore, the material, he is the material cause, he is the Upadana Karana. He not only makes, he not only wills and engineers and orchestrates the manifestation of various forms and names, what goes into those forms and names also belongs to him. Therefore, Brahma clarifies that everything emanates from him. All forms emanate from him. All names emanate from him. Every form, every name is his Vibhuti. He is the Vibhu. He is the controller. He is the Niyanta. Everything else is Niyamyam. And he is the Vibhu. Every manifestation is his Vibhuti. And then Brahma gives a detailed account of all, as part of now individual creation, how various emanations of various forms happen. Having concluded Samashti Srishti, the aggregate creation, now the individual creation is also going to happen, and how various forms emanate. Various, and then Brahma gives a detailed account. Says, Aham Bhavan, Bhavaschaiva, Ta ime munaya agraja, Sura Sura Narannaga, Katha Mriga Sarishripa, Gandharva Apsaro Yaksha, Raksho Bhuta, Ganoraga, Pasavaha, Pitaraha Siddha, Vidyadharas Charadadrimaha, Anyecha Vida Jiva, Jalastala Nabhaukasaha, Grahatkashaketavastaraha, Taditastanayittanavaha, Sarvam Purushame Vedam, Bhutam Bhavyam Bhavachayat, Tenedam Avrutam Vishwam, Vitastim Adishtithai, he says. Beginning from me, Brahma says, Narada, beginning from me the Brahma, Shiva, you, hey Narada, all the great sages born before you, all the Devatas, the Suras, the Asuras, the Nagas, the Yakshas, the Gandharvas, the Kinnaras, all kinds of beings, Deva, Manushya, Tiryak, Sthavara, Jangama, all kinds of living entities, all kinds of animals, and all the non-living, the phenomenal manifestations of the universe, the planets, the stars, the asteroids, the luminaries, lightning, thunder, planetary systems, whatever you can think of, whatever you can see in this Brahmanda, all of these have emanated from that Paramapurusha. All are various forms that have manifested. They are all sparks of that fragments that have manifested from that one divine supreme being. He is transcendent to them all. At the same time, he is also immanent. In each and every entity that emanates from him, Brahma, Rudra, all the other devatas, every entity and all kinds of living beings and all kinds of non-living forms that emanate from him, he is as an Antaryami, he dwells from within. And at the same time, he is also transcendent. And therefore, he says, Brahma says, everything is but a spark of his divine splendor, a fragment of his power. This reminds us of what Krishna says. Athava bahunena vikam jnatena tavachuna. Here Arjuna, after giving a detailed account, Krishna says, now all this knowledge, let me summarize. He says, Vishtabhyaham idam kritsnam ekamshena stitho jagat. He says, Vishtabhyaham idam kritsnam ekamshena stitho jagat. With just a fragment of my infinite splendor, with one fragment, this entire Brahmanda of all entities are created and sustained, he says. Brahma is telling the same thing here to Narada. Swadishnyam pratapan prano bahishcha pratapatis asau evam virajam pratapams tapati antarbahi puman. Antarbahi puman. He pervades from within and he pervades from without everywhere. He is within and without, maintains everything in this creation, both by pervading internally and by pervading externally. So Brahma says, in Narada, you must understand this. What you can possibly see and know, this Brahmanda, and possibly many other Brahmandas like this is only a fragment. This is just an infinitesimal fragment. He is not, don't underestimate his prowess. He is not only a master of this infinitesimal prowess, this creation, this created world, he is also the master of the control of the spiritual world. He talks about now, he says, Narada, you must understand the Lord has his wealth can be divided into two parts. Wealth meaning his vibhuti, Leela vibhuti, Nitya vibhuti. Leela vibhuti is this created world which is subject to changes all the time. Nitya vibhuti is aprakritam loka. Leela vibhuti is prakrita, which is that's nothing but prakriti in action, and therefore it is always subject to change. So amritasya bhyasya yoshaha mrityam annam yat atyagat mahimaistato brahman purushasya duratyayaha. He says his measure purushasya duratyayaha, it is to measure his glories are almost impossible, because how can you measure his glories? This entire Brahmanda and many other Brahmandas which constitute his Leela Vibhuti, the created world, is just a tiny fragment. And he is a master of this, and he is a master of also the Nitya Vibhuti, which is Aprakrita, which is beyond this created world, beyond this Brahmanda. Brahma says, Padeshu Sarva Bhutani Pumsaha Stitipado Viduhu Amritam Kshemam Abhayam Trimurdhro Adhai Murdhasu. One may think, looking at Urdhvaloka from Bhumanda, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam, you may think we have reached the end of all. Brahma says, where I am Satyaloka, forget about end, it is not even the beginning. This Brahmanda is just a speck. It's a speck of dust. This is nothing, and there is something which is unimaginable beyond. This is what in the Purusha Sukta it is declared. Etavanasya mahima atojjaya vunuscha purushaha adosya vishwa bhutani tripadasya amsamdiri. Etavanasya mahima. All this that you see definitely are his glories, no doubt. Atojjaya vunuscha purushaha adosya vishwa bhutani. There is only one pada here, is 1/4. It is just to give for our mind to just grasp the measure. In reality, 1/4 is very, it's not really 1/4. It's just to say 1/4 is what is this material world, 3/4 is the spiritual world of Vaikuntha. 1/4 is the total of wealth of the Bhagavan, which he owns and controls and lords over. A tiny segment of it is the Leela Vibhuti, the created world, the Prakriti Mandala. 3/4 of it is Aprakrita, which is Nitya, which is changeless. Beyond the 3 lokas, the Urdhvaloka, the Madhyaloka, the Adholoka, beyond this, there is that Nitya Loka, which is never subject to any changes, which is Aprakrita, which is made of Shuddha Sattva. The Prakrita Mandala is subject to the 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. The Aprakrita Mandala is Shuddha Sattva. Therefore, it is not subject to any changes. In the Prakrita Mandala, every entity is subject to Vikara, changes. In the Prakrita Mandala, there are no Vikara, no changes. This is what the Chandogya Upanishad calls Abhagatapapma, Vijaraha, Vimrutyuho, Vishokaha, Vijikitsaha, Apipasaha, Satyakamaha, Satyasankalpaha. It is in that loka where there are no more karmas anymore. Apakatapapma, Vijaraha, Vimrutyuhu, no disease, no death, no hunger, no thirst. Where every wish is fulfilled, every desire is fulfilled. One is in a state of eternal bliss. There is no more cycle of pleasure and pain alternating all the time like in Prakrita Mandala. Brahma says, Narada, you must know that Bhagavan is the Lord of both these Vibhutis, Nitya Vibhuti and his Leela Vibhuti. Padastrayo Bahishchasan Aprajanamya Ashramaha Antrastilokyasvaparo Aparo Grihamedo Abhravadvrataha. Now he says, those who have qualified for moksha, Aprajana, they no longer need to revolve in the cycle of samsara in the Prakrita Mandala. For them, the Aprakrita Mandala, the Nitya Vibhuti becomes their home, where they are no longer subject to any karma, no longer subject to any afflictions, bodily and mental afflictions, where there is no disease, death, aging, where there are no mental afflictions whatsoever, where they are supremely content and blissful all the time. Whereas Grihamedo Abhravadvrataha, with the Grihamedis, those who are attached to the world of matter and who are bound by the 3 gunas, they continue to revolve around in samsara in the Prakrita Mandala. So the Leela Vibhuti is the place for all the entities, all the jivas bound in samsara. The Baddha jivas. The jivas can be divided into 3 categories: Baddha, Mukta, Nitya. The Baddha jivas are those which are bound in samsara and they are always caught in the cycle in Prakrita Mandala. The Mukta Jivas are those which are liberated, and the Nitya Jivas are eternally there in the Nitya Loka, the Nitya Vibhuti. And therefore, Brahma says, those, hey Narada, you must understand, those who are caught in the cycle of samsara, they are housed in this Prakriti Mandala, in the Leela Vibhuti, in this created world. And how can they go to the Nitya Loka? Stri Vichakrame Vishwan, Sasanana Sabe Ubhe, Yat Avidyacha Vidyacha, Purushastubhyas Ashrayaha. He says, Yat Avidyacha Vidyacha. There are two routes available. Narada, Brahma says. Vidya, Avidya, he says. Avidya is the path of Kamya Karma. Vidya is the path of Vedana, Jnana, Upasana. Vidya is the path of Vedana, Upasana, Jnana, Bhakti. Avidya is the path of Kamya Karma. Those jivas which are on the path of Avidya continue to perform Kamya Karma and continue to go through the cycle of repeated births and deaths, and they are perennially in this Prakrita Mandala. And even when they exit, Krishna here talks about Sasanana Sane Ubhe. There are two exits he talks of. For the jiva, every time he exits one body, there are two paths presented to him. One is called Dhumadhi Marga, the other is called the Achiradi Marga. The jiva that takes the Dhumadhi Marga continues to go around in the cycle of samsara. There is another path available which is called the Achiradi Marga, taking which Nachapuraravartate, Nachapuraravartate. There is no coming back. That is the highway that takes the Jivatma far away from not just this Brahmanda, far, far away, right into the Nitya Vibhuti of Bhagavan. And Brahma says, both these paths take shelter in Bhagavan. And he goes on to say, you must understand that Bhagavan, who has created this entire universe, this material world, this whole Brahmanda that you have visualized, while he is the material cause, no doubt, but he is not subject to change. He remains changeless. He is ever pure. He is without any vikara. He is avikaraya, shuddhaya, nityaya. He is the Paramatma. Yasmad andam virajagye bhutendriya gunatmakaha tad dravyam atyagad vishwam gobihi surya ivatapam. Surya ivatapam, the sun. He gives the example of the sun and its rays and the heat. The rays of the sun and the heat of the sun are inseparable from it, but they are also distinct and different. They are separate and one at the same time. Similarly, the entire material manifestation is distinct and different, but also inseparable. Just like how the sun and its rays and heat are related. And then Brahma says, ever since the moment I was created, to give further example of he being material cause, he also says, the moment I emanated from him, I wanted to start performing the Mahayajna, which is the individual creation. And for this, I needed several other instruments with which I can engage in that creation. And every other instrument that you can think of, everything emanated from that Paramapurusha, he says. Therefore, thus, Brahma tells Narada, hey Narada, you must remember, he is not only the Jagat Karana, Bhagavan is Sarvadhara. He is the Adhara. Everything is supported and sustained by Narayana. He is Niyanta, the controller. And how does he control? By dwelling within every entity as the Antaryami he controls, and he is the Shariri, and everything else is a Sharira. Shrujam tan niyuktoham haro harati tad vashaha vishwam purusha rupena pratipati shakti drihu. He says, Shrujam tan niyukto aham. Narayano Brahma Jayate, Narayano Rudro Jayate. No, the Shastra Vakya from the Vedas is being explained here by Brahma himself to Narada. In Narada, first I emanated from him. No, there is going to be further detail on Brahma coming out of Bhagavan's Nabhi Kamala. But here he's giving a brief. He says, Shrujam tan niyuktoham. First, I emanated from him. And Haro harati tad vashaha. And being my Srijami tan niyuktoham aham, by being my Antaryami, Brahma is telling Narada, by being my Antaryami, he engages in creation. Haro harati tad vashaha. Narayano Rudro Jayate. Rudra, Paramashiva, also emanated from him, and being his Antaryami, he also engages in destruction. Now he brings in the most popular concept of the Trimurtis. Vishwam Purusha Rupena Paripati Trishakti. And he engages, he takes up the task of the sustaining and maintaining order in this universe. Protection, sustenance, and maintaining order, he himself takes. That brings to the question of the answer to the question of Yat Samstham. He has answered every other question so far. He has given the details on how the manifestation happens, what constitutes the manifested universe, what is this Adhisthana, what supports, and how this created universe is sustained, who controls this, what is the process of creation, what are the constituents of this creation, what is this material cause of this creation. Now, how after this everything is created, not only Samashti aggregate creation, after the individual creation happens, all the lokas are now inhabited. Every lokas now are inhabited completely. When that happens, when the universe begins to run and function, how is the order maintained? How it is sustained? Because he is clearly, here he said, Srijamatam Niyuktoham, as my Antaryami, Brahma tells Narayana, he engages in creation. Haro harati tad vashaha, as Antaryami of Rudra, he engages in destruction. So creation, destruction, and maintenance, all three are his powers. And he himself protects and sustains. Therefore, Narada wants to know, how does he do that? Yam samstham. How is it that the maintenance of this order is created? And Brahma gives beautiful answer. Sayesha adhya purushaha kalpe kalpe swijati ajaha atmani atmanatmanam samyakshati paticha. Kalpa after kalpa, the Purushottama, for the welfare of his creation, repeatedly creates and recreates himself, he says. How does he do that? Creates and recreates himself. Atmatmani atmanatmanam ajayamano bahuda vijayate. He keeps repeatedly taking avatars. Yada yada hidharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyudhanam adharmasya tadatmanam shajamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. How does he maintain, preserve, sustain order? How does he protect? He says, repeatedly taking avatars. And that leads Brahma to the topic of summarizing glorious avatars of Bhagavan to Narada, which happens to be in the next adhyaya. Until then, let us continue to contemplate on that Purushottama, Bhagavan, who is the source. As Krishna says, Etad yonini bhutani. He is the cause of all causes. And he is not only the cause of all causes, he also pervades and permeates the effect of the effect which is created out of this cause, and ensures that he controls from within and he maintains and sustains order. And that glorious Bhagavan takes repeated avatars for our sake, and which we are going to relish in the next adhyaya. Until then, Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamstu.